What's up? Oh shit, it ain't even live. Hold on. I bet. What's up? What's up, y'all? This is your boy Z, Reedie Zee here. To talk about the breaking news that dropped yesterday. Our commanders hired Daronte Jones as our new defensive coordinator. Today we have on a guest, Mr. Durant. He a former player of Daronte Jones, played in his defense at Bowie State. So make sure y'all stay tuned. We're gonna bring Durant in. He's gonna ask a lot of questions, kind of get into the background, and just kind of get to know Daronte Jones. So stay tuned. Reedie Zee starting right now.
It's the Reedie Zee Show. Reedie Zee Show. It's the Reedie Zee Show. Reedie Zee Show. Reedie Zee Show.
Yo. What's up? What's up?
Yo. Fresh off the plane. What's up? How y'all doing?
What's good, bro?
Nothing, man. How you been?
Welcome back, my brother Reedie. Had some nice travel going on. Like he said, fresh off. So we definitely appreciate you being here, brother. No question.
Hopefully I don't get fined.
Go ahead. But yeah, so the breaking news last night, we all snowed in and we worried about shoveling and breaking ice and trying to figure out our days and whatnot. And like the Commanders, when we're not expecting it, come drop breaking news that we have hired a candidate that none of us other than Durant here has been calling for. Daronte Jones, a name that not many people know about. So that's why we have Durant here to kind of give us a personal inside scoop on Daronte Jones. Durant played with Coach Jones at Bowie State. He was a safety at Bowie State. So we'll dig deeper into logistics and stuff about the defense and whatnot. But again, Daronte Jones was named the defensive coordinator. But before we get into it, just kind of how we all can speak. Kind of like, how are you feeling about the hire? Starting with you, Reedie.
From what I saw on the plane coming home this morning, I don't know. I don't necessarily have an opinion of it. I think when just looking at what everybody's tweeted and stuff like that, I haven't really dug into it, doing a lot of research, but I think it's a good hire based off of who he's coached under, and he's seems to be known as an aggressive style of defensive coordinator, or defensive coach, and we've been calling for that with our defenses for the last number of years, being more aggressive and stuff like that. So I think the tree that he has been under Flores, under the other different names of guys that he's been under and their defenses, they're aggressive guys. So I think that it's a solid hire. Always when it's somebody new up and coming, there's that angst or that kind of I don't know, because he hasn't been proven yet. But if it goes the way I think it's going to go, I think it's going to be pretty good. Given the tree that he's under. And we just got to remember that there was a Sean McVay in this building. There was a Mike McDaniels in this building. There was a LaFleur in this building. And at those times that they left this building, and O'Connell, we didn't think that they were ready. So somebody has to get their shot. So I think it's a good move. Dan Quinn basically put his tenure as head coach on the line, hiring two up and coming offensive and a defensive coordinator. So I'm curious to see what staff he puts together, and that nature, who he keeps and who he doesn't keep, and who he brings in, who he doesn't bring in, and go from there. But I'm pretty optimistic about it. But I don't necessarily have a true opinion, but just seeing all of the tweets and stuff, I know he's a hometown guy. Was born in Maryland. Like he said, he coached Durant at Bowie State. So I'm optimistic about it. I think it could possibly be a really good hire.
Yeah, and I feel the same. Just kind of like you said, same thing with Blau, a wait and see type situation. Again, I definitely saw his name come across when we interviewed Brian Flores, which is my number one choice for defensive coordinator, and we saw about a week and a half ago he agreed to go back to Minnesota if he didn't get a head coaching job, which pretty much looked like he'll be back in Minnesota. So, we move to the next best thing, as many people out there in the media are saying. You can't get the head guy and go get his number two. So I mean, again, with his background, he coached in Miami, he coached in Cincinnati, he coached with the Vikings, as well as he was at LSU as a defensive
Yeah,
coordinator.
defensive coordinator. So he got play calling experience.
Play calling experience. So, definitely moved around. Like you said, local guy. He went to Bishop McNamara, where Durant, coaches now. So a lot of local ties. And it's just one of them things where you kind of wait and see. I love the clip that came out. It kind of talked about his grind. And then at one point where I think he was coaching somewhere, and they were saying that he basically had to sleep in his car during that process. So he definitely a get it out the mud type. So I'm excited to see what he brings, like personality wise, because a lot of times that itself can translate to opening up a lot of things as far as really getting into players, really connecting with them, and really bringing out the full potential. So I'm looking forward to it to see what it brings. But yeah, Durant, about a week and a half ago, on a Brian Flores post, what I mean, we was saying Brian Flores, and out of nowhere you say Daronte Jones, and I'm looking at him like, what is Durant talking about? So like tell us how you feeling about the hire.
Of course, I got my bias, but of course I'm excited for the hire. But that was with any hire since he left Bowie State. Like I was a UCLA fan for a minute, I was a Hawaii fan for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of following wherever he goes. But that's just like the type of impact that he's kind of had on players. Everybody he's coached, I still kind of follow him on social media. Everybody's posting, good job, coach. Congratulations, coach. So that's just kind of like the relationship build that he, that he's definitely going to bring. But I started seeing his name floating around as far as getting some interviews. So I was like, shoot, we need a defensive coordinator too. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the only reason why I really just started putting his name out there. Like, because I seen that, okay, Dallas interviewing him. Like, all right, shoot, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not us? Because he's definitely one of those, like, no nonsense. Like, he's very focused. When I got to college, like, I was like, all right, I see why it's a different level. Like, these coaches, this is how they put food on their table. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you could really see that grind in him. So, as far as, like, I know one of the things Commanders kind of suffered on last year was the communication piece, right, on defense. That's probably not going to happen with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a big communicator, making things simple. You know what I'm saying? So, he's really going to, I think, number one, like, communication is definitely going to be a thing that I think will be fixed with this team. But, yeah, I'm just excited to see what's going to happen. Like, it's kind of like a full circle moment for real, you know what I'm saying? To have him go from my high school, you know what I'm saying, to me playing under him, to now him coming to my favorite team. I'm happy. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, definitely. That's dope. That's dope. To kind of know somebody and played under somebody, and then kind of like you said, been following him, and then see him get a real shot at being a defensive coordinator on this level for your favorite team. Definitely dope. And one of the first questions that I was going to ask you was like, kind of describe his philosophy. I kind of heard you kind of touch on he's, zero tolerance, big on communication. So that means he's definitely attention to detail, X's and O's and things of that nature. So like, as far as a defense though, like, is it 3-4, 4-3? Is it a mixture? Like, what did y'all run? And I know it may be different, now, but like, what did y'all run when you played under him?
Yeah, so like you say, now probably it's different because it's been almost 20 years since college. But our base was a 4-3. You know what I'm saying? We still had that same base 4-3 defense. But he will mix it up a little bit. So like we did go like nickel package sometimes. Shoot, we went a package that we called Raven. We had like 3 linebackers, 3 defensive linemen, and the rest like secondary guys. So like he will mix it up. He'll mix up like how we're lined up. Like we had a blitz package. The formation was like Okie. So you have a dude in like the 4 technique, the 0 technique, and then the other end in like a 7 technique. And you had the linebackers right behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like literally like right on their butt. You know what I'm saying? So like he will mix it up. We had one play where he'd call it. I can't even think of what the name of the play is, but we would just be moving around. like all 11 guys, like just moving around. And of course, this is college, this is D2, so like you can get away with some stuff that you obviously can't get away with in the NFL. But like we had one play here called, and we'd just all be moving around. You know what I'm saying? Like we'd just be moving, and at the hut, you know what I'm saying, we was gone. Very gap controlled though. Like it was a gap controlled defense. So all the big plays that we gave up, it was one of two things: either you didn't hit your gap, or you hit your gap and you didn't make the play. And so it was very gap control. No matter what he called, everybody knew, all right, I got the A gap, I got the B gap, I got the C gap. If a linebacker or the safety would call the audible, you know what I'm saying, depending on how they came out, like we still had to understand what our gap was, you know what I'm saying? So that's why communication, I said, I think is not going to be a big issue this year, because he went over it so much. Like it's the amount of times that we spent like just watching film of a team. That's when I was like, all right, I might not be bigger, faster, stronger than some of these guys that I'm playing against, but just the amount of film that we watched on the team, like you would literally go out on the field, it'd be, I don't know, 3rd and short, ball on the 50 on the left hash, and you know exactly what they're about to run because they came out in whatever formation. That's just how much like film we will watch. And you know, when you're young, you like, man, I don't even want to watch this. But then you start seeing other players do it, and I'm like, oh, that's why they look so fast making the play. That's why they look so elite making the play, because they literally just study. And he made sure that like preparation, like sleeping in his car, I can believe it, bro. Like his preparation was one of those, when he got on the field, that's why he was so juiced up. Like, you know what I'm saying? High-fiving guys, jumping around with guys, because he knew he's prepared for the day. Like he's good. Like he's prepared for the day. He's ready to teach everything that he's just looked at on film to us, so that we can be prepared and be ready, you know what I'm saying, come game day. So like the preparation piece, like he was always one that was very prepared, but he expected perfection. Understanding that nobody's perfect, right? He got on you for every little thing. Like if you was jogging on one play just because it's a walkthrough, he would get on your ass. Two things gonna happen. He was gonna get on your ass, or you was coming out, or both. Like he was very particular on everything. Like if your hand placement wasn't right on the lineman, like no, stop, do it again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was very, 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 very particular and detailed about the things that he did. And I think all that kind of came from all the stops. Like even prior to us, like he had a stop at Nicholls State. You know what I'm saying? He was a defensive coordinator in high school. So like he had already seen some things, you know what I'm saying, before. And so like I say, detail, like he was strict on the detail and don't mess up too many times. Cause again, you can't do it in the NFL, but like we had some wild, like that's why I learned about Uncle Earl. Like,
yeah,
him, like, cause he, you know, but he was very particular in his details. Like his preparation was top notch. Like I've never seen a coach to this day get to that type of preparation. Like it was, and he made sure we was prep too, though. But
yeah, that just speaks volumes. That just gave me like goosebumps, like right now here, just hearing you talk about the coach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's some of the things that you look for. Like I heard her words like disciplinarian, but then you said like, you know, attention to detail. Basically, like if your hand placement isn't right, if your technique isn't right, then you talked also about, you know what I'm saying, guys flying around. So like disguising defenses, stuff that not being one-dimensional and stuff like that. Like, and if he's doing that when he was with you at D2, imagine like where he is now as a coach from, you said 20 years ago. So like that just kind of like turned me up. Like yeah, sign me up for, like, I don't know, like I said, I don't know much about him, but like that firsthand, you telling us what happened 20 years ago, like I know he has evolved since then. So that's really that's awesome to me. You know, that's all you can ask for in a coach, somebody that's going to have you ready to play, put you in the right positions to be successful. Because one thing to have talent, but it's that preparation that's really going to get you over the top. You know, at this level, at any level, you know what I'm saying? Even he's a coach that has coached at every level, high school, D2, D1, you know, CFL. Then now he's coming too. So in my mind, I remember reading it, but it didn't really stick to me until you just said it and just reminded me, like, he's ready for this. He's ready for this. He may have not called plays at the NFL level, but he's been preparing himself to call plays his whole career.
Right.
And there are guys that's in the league that he didn't even coach at them levels to actually bring them here. So I think he does have the experience. And I think Dan Quinn wouldn't put us in a situation where there's a guy that doesn't kind of like align with his core philosophies and what he's looking for as a coordinator. So that just really just like motivated me like to the brink of thing. And that was going to take me to my question was about the coaching and the communication, but you said he's a guy big on communication. So I don't even know what to ask you now, but
his relationship building was another thing. That's one of the reasons why I actually went to Bowie State. Just that like the relationship piece. He would have you to a point where it was okay for him to curse me out or curse anybody else out because we understood like where he was coming from. So it was never nothing personal, you know what I'm saying? Like because he had already built that relationship with us, you know what I'm saying, where we understood what his expectations were. You know what I'm saying? Like we was cussing out each other because we, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of player-led type stuff too. So like your juniors and seniors or your captains, right? Sometimes he didn't even have to say anything because he already set the foundation, the standard of what was expected. And so a lot of times we would curse out each other. Like, bro, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you need to be doing that because he already set a standard from the get. Like, so, and then like his stops too, like he's been all over the world. You know what I'm saying? So I believe he's seen all types of offenses. Like he's been to Miami, he's been to Hawaii, he's been to Canada, he's been in the Midwest, he's been in the SEC. You know what I'm saying? He's been to D2, he's been to D1. So it's like, what hasn't he seen? One thing he used to do at Bowie State, he would always play chess. Like he was playing chess like on the football field. Like halftime adjustments, you knew them things was coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he expected perfection, but he knew nobody was perfect. So halftime, it was always an adjustment. Like you knew adjustment was going to happen, whether we was up by 40 or down by 40. Like you knew an adjustment was going to happen because he's trying to see, okay, I'm gonna call this play first just to see what they do. I bet they did that, got him. You know what I'm saying? He writing it down. Like he always was playing chess with dudes. Like so, that's why I say the prep piece, man. Like I think that's what's going to really help us. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing I am nervous about. When I was with him, it was a lot of man coverage.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Like,
it was. He played a lot, and again, it's some things that you can get away with in D2, right? And HBCU too. You know what I'm saying? Like now, we did play a lot of running quarterbacks, so like it was nothing to see a play action. You know what I'm saying? Like it was nothing to see the option. Like it was that wasn't even a thing. Like we had that down pat. But he did play a lot of man, and he trusted his corners. Like.
Yeah, I don't really have pause for that because I think like your personnel is going to dictate what you do traditionally. Like if I'm coaching a defense and I know I got pretty good corners that can hold up and I got a defensive line that can get there, I'm confident in man coverage. I don't necessarily have to be in zone and like obviously the situational football and all of that's going to take over. Yeah. But like your personnel is going to determine a lot of what you call and what you can get away with. And what you can't get away with, obviously, at that level. But, like, my question, like, what first stood out to you about him as a coach? Like, because he has experience at every level. So I feel like with us, he can relate to any type of player that they draft, any type of player that came from any level of football. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody's not coming from the SEC. Everybody's not coming from a Power 5 school. So, like, I feel like with his trajectory of moving up the ladder, he can relate to those different players because he's been at those levels. Right. So, like, as somebody that's played for him, like, what do you think the player's first impression of him is going to be in the building come April when they come in for their first little whatever?
Yeah, I think they're gonna understand that he's serious about this. Like he loved this. Like this football is his life. Like he's serious about this. I think they're gonna understand. Like okay, like he's really here to help us shine. Because like you said, personnel is going to depend. He's going to put you in the best position. Like. You know what I'm saying? But I think just off that first meeting, they're going to understand, like, okay, he about his business. Like, football is literally all. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what his other hobbies are. Like, I've never seen him outside of football. Like, every time I've seen him or talk, it's always been football. Like, so I think they're going to understand, oh, he's talking the language. Like, we've never had, like, outside of, like, what's your grades like, but it's always been about football. So I think that's going to be the very first thing that they understand, like, oh, dang, this man's all about football 24/7. So he's probably going to beat them there for the meetings, for the, you know what I'm saying, for the film sessions, like 24/7. I feel like he's probably not going to leave. Like, so I think that's going to be the first thing that they pick up quick from him is like, okay, he's all about this. Like, he's all in. He's all about football. He's all about making sure that we're prepared to do what we got to do on Sundays.
Yeah, definitely, man. That sounds exciting. Like Reedie said, you know what I mean? I can't really catch, and it sounds like a guy I would want to play for, basically. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, he is, though.
basically the part you said, you know what I mean, as far as like being okay with him getting on you. And like what you mentioned about understanding that we're not perfect, but prepared for perfection. So that leaves little error for, you know, room for error. So like when you do make a mistake, it's not going to be a huge mistake because you're probably where you're supposed to be, maybe a second too late, or could have did this one adjustment here. Right. So that helps. Like, you know what I mean? When you look at our defense, it looks like guys are like totally out of place. So, right. You know what I mean? I see and expect from what I'm hearing, it seems like I should expect definitely a change there. But, you know what I mean? Like, as far as, you know, personnel and whatnot, we got a question here on the YouTube side. Like, how do you feel like he influenced who we drafted number 7? Do you think we go defense now? I know, you know, everybody know Reedie and Zee been talking about Jeremiah Love. If he on the board, draft him. You worry about defense later. But, you know what I mean, with going out and getting, from what I hear, an aggressive guy like this, and like you said, if he still is a guy that loves man, like, we're going to need some better corners. We're going to need a pass rush. We're going to need, you know, better linebackers with speed that can cover. You know what I mean? No Bobby Wagner's in the middle of the field covering Bijan Robinson. Like, we need change. So, like, do you see that potentially influencing who we pick at number 7? Do you think we go defense for sure?
I'm not gonna say for sure because I've been watching y'all and I'm 100% with y'all as far as with the whole Jeremiah Love pick. Like, I think if Jeremiah Love is still on the board, just as an overall team, I think you got to go Love if he's still on the board. You know what I'm saying? If he's not on the board, then I think his influence can, you know, okay, look, we need this type of defensive player. But like I say, I've been watching y'all. I'm with y'all 100%. Like, if Love is on the board, I don't even know what we waiting for, quite honestly. Like, so it's the 6th pick is done, and we see him, they might as well just come right back up with the 7th. But again, if Love is not on the board, then yeah, I think he will have an influence on kind of who we go with on 7, or could have an influence of kind of who we pick with the 7th pick. But yeah, I don't really see if Love is on the board. I need Love, bro.
yeah. And also I want to preface that, like, I know me personally, I'm saying it depends on what we do in free agency. Like, I'm not blind to all of the holes and all of the needs that we have on defense. But to me, Jeremiah Love is the best player in the draft in the first round. Me personally, like, I've looked at all of the other ones, but I'm just saying, if you got a chance to get a talent like that, you have him for 3 seasons after you pay JD5 at a rookie deal, I take that anytime, any day. Yeah. And, you know, so looking at Downs, the safety, he's a box safety. Like, do you think his scheme from, like, you followed him, so I don't really know too much about him, so I got to do my research on him. So I'm first to say that. But like the schemes that he has deployed in these different stops, do you think that's somebody that he needs to have a box safety that's just flat out, or would you think he's going to lean more so edge or linebacker or something like that based off of his coaching philosophies over the years?
Yeah, I think a box safety would be tough because we had an undersized safety who, quite honestly, probably had no business playing safety, but was one of the best safeties I've ever witnessed, and he was a box safety. Like, he had no business being a box safety, right? But was probably, I mean, the hardest hitting. Like, Sterling ain't taking no mess, like, because he just had that mindset. Like, I know I'm probably not supposed to be here, you know what I'm saying? But and he always put Sterling, like, in the best positions. Like, either you blitzing or we putting you in the run. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he always put him in the best, because Sterling had the best hands, you know what I'm saying? But he always put him in the best position. So I think with a box safety, hell yeah. Like, if Downs is there, bro, it could be dangerous. Like what I've seen him do with guys like him. You know what I'm saying? Even with guys that don't even compare to what Caleb has done. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him with lesser talent turn guys into like, because Sterling ended up all CIAA. Like I've seen him turn guys into like beasts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just with that mindset of I'm coming down here to hit, you know what I'm saying? I can play, you know what I'm saying, in pass protection, but if I got to be in this box, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Because he'd mix it up. You know what I'm saying? He'd definitely mix it up. It's another guy, though, and he wouldn't be, I don't think he's going to be a first rounder. He might, but USC's got a linebacker.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I just was looking at his tape. I can't remember his name.
So
a guy you mentioned on the phone?
Long and rangy. Yeah, the one I just sent you.
A guy with that build. We had a Sam linebacker kind of the same way who ended up going to the NFL for a minute, Delano Johnson, but kind of had the same build, very athletic, very tall, like pieces that you can actually like mix up, you know what I'm saying, who can play multiple positions. I think he'd have a field day with those type of guys.
Eric Gentry,
yeah. Like guys built like that, you know what I'm saying, who could possibly, even the guy we got on that team now, Madrano, like guys that you can put in multiple positions. I think he'll have a field day with guys like that.
Yeah. And that was going to lead to the question I was going to ask you too. So like we struggled a lot this year from the rumors. There was a lot of struggles as far as like defense has probably been too complex. Things need to be simplified and stuff like that. So like, do you recall him being a coach that's going to simplify things for you, or he going to more so force you to know the complex reads or things of that nature?
So you talking to a guy who I played football my senior year. That was it. That was my first time playing. So like I ain't had no recollection of really what was going on, quite honestly. And picked up the defense in one off season. You know what I'm saying? So it's the things that you'll have to, that they'll probably have to get used to, like that we had to get used to anyway, because again, things have changed. But like so the safety and the linebacker was pretty much our quarterbacks, right? So depending on them two knew everything, like, and so depending on what the offense will come out in, so like he may call a play, and let's just say they come out in like a trip split, you know what I'm saying? Like we would audible that play, like we had a call for it. It was one single call, cloud, you know what I'm saying? So everybody knew what that meant. Like it was one cloud, so that means your backside, who's on the single wide receiver side, he was locked up in man, and then your other side went to cover two, regardless of what the play was. Like everybody knew, so it was one call, you know what I'm saying? And it was only made between them two guys, you know what I'm saying? One of them was going to call it, depending on who's seen it first. And then they would just echo each other, you know what I'm saying? Trusting their eyes. That's one thing you always say, you know what I'm saying? Trust your eyes. If you see it, you see it down the distance, you see how much time on the clock, just trust it, you know what I'm saying? Trust it and go with it. Just make sure everybody going with the same call. But a lot of the audibles that we made was one call. Like, so again, like just to that example, like cloud or rover or switch, like it might be one time where the safety's supposed to blitz, but because they came out in a certain formation, we just yelling switch, switch, switch. Everybody knows, okay, the safety's no longer going. It's now going to be that linebacker on that side that's going down. Like, so it was a lot of one word stuff. And for somebody who didn't play football growing up, you know what I'm saying, to learn, and I still got his playbook. It's like 300 pages in that joint, but it was very simplified. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's 300 pages worth of plays, but this is what we're going to do this week. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, game plan specific stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So let's not complicate it. Like, this is what we're going to run. And at halftime, again, if we need to make adjustments, we're going to make the adjustments.
It'll be something that you already seen before.
Exactly.
You know, yeah.
Exactly. So I know he's seen a whole lot since 2009, but I mean, that was it was very basic. Like, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to stick to until the offense shows us something that tells us we can't do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I love to hear the match coverages. I like that.
So what would you say? Because it also sounds from what I'm getting, he's more of a player's coach. We're like, you know, guys like him, despite him being strict or whatnot. Guys really like him and rock with him. So 100%. What would you say is your most memorable moment with him? Could be on the field, off the field.
It was probably my first tour days, because I know they don't even have tour days no more like that.
Yeah.
My first tour days, got my first little college pick in practice. But the way he celebrated, you would have thought it was for actual game, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And like it's encouraging me because again, the transition from from high school to college, like it can mess with a freshman's brain. Like,
Oh, facts.
you like, bro, hold up. Everybody's as strong as me, or stronger. Everybody as fast as me or faster. Everybody tough. Everybody got the same accolades or greater. Can I play? I'm not sure if I can play. You know what I'm saying? You got coaches. The honeymoon period is over, so they're not trying to recruit you no more. Like they on your ass. So the minute you get that first little play, now you looking at, and he was probably the first one to like jump up, like he jumping up, give me a high five, like, and so that just kind of like I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? One, I can probably do this, you know what I'm saying? Two, I know that he's going to celebrate my wins more than I'm gonna celebrate my own. Like this is just practice. This is a little, you know what I'm saying? It's just a tour day joint. And he always spoke to me, like he always spoke highly of a player. Like he never put players down, even when he was pissed off at you. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like, oh, you being a B. Like, it wasn't that. Like, it was, I know you can play tougher. Like, it was always, and again, I know he's saying different things, but it was always an encouraging thing. Like, damn, I really want to play better for this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to play better because he was always encouraging, but on your ass. Like, I don't know how you really find that. Even as a coach myself, like, sometimes it's hard to find that balance of where you're playing, like, you know what I'm saying, some shit. Like, but it was always, I don't know. He always got the best out of guys. Like I don't know how he really did it, but he always got the best out. And he was always like energy level. He never came on the field like, oh, it's been a long day. If something did happen off the field, you never knew unless he actually told you. Like you never knew if something was going on in his life or nothing because he was again football 24/7. Like you just knew he was all about football. So that's probably the biggest like moment outside of like, and that's just something slight. You know what I'm saying? Outside of like a game moment, just something so small, how much energy and celebration he had for something that to me was something slight for real. Like it was a second string quarterback. Cool. All right, got a little pick. Cool. But he was like, yes, because that's what you were supposed to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he was just so high on it. So yeah, that's probably one little moment. You know?
Dope. But yeah, man, it's definitely like somebody just said, hearing a lot of great things about him. That definitely is exciting to move forward with as well, especially when it's a lot unknown. You know what I mean? So that was one of the key things as we was kind of planning. I'm like, shit, hold on, let's go grab Durant, get him on the show, like to really give a personal feel. Because I mean, it's a lot of like we could sit here all day and read Wikipedia or read Google about all these different things, but to kind of get that personal feel for who he maybe is, and like you said, it was 20 years ago, but it sounds like the person is still the person, and this, as he may have evolved to this point, it's only up for our defense, and I mean, we need it. You know what I mean, just to even have a sprinkle. My thing was if we don't get one of the main guys, at least get somebody that was connected to someone that was successful. So, you know what I mean? To be able to pull from that tree, that Flores tree without, maybe getting Flores, but we was able to get a branch, I'll take it all day.
And like I appreciate his like how he's kind of went throughout his career, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't have to make all those stops. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have got him a little head coaching job in a D2 spot or high school, like you understand how much he really wanted to grow in the sport by making all those stops, like because they didn't have to for real. Like I thought he was gonna be the head coach at Bowie State for real. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
like, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, he was there. Was he? You was there with Mo Ware?
Yeah.
So Mo Ware was the offensive coordinator. He was the defense coordinator, or was Mo the head coach?
Nah, Mo is but. So Mo was the offense. He was the defense coordinator, but Mo left, and he was Yeah. So,
because I seen y'all was ranked number 1 in the nation. In the defense with the defense.
Yep, and that was the big year where we literally just watched a lot of film. So when teams would come out and certain stuff, we just knew, like, it blew my mind. As a young cat, like, bro, we're actually calling out the play that they're about to run. Like what? Like, and the linebacker that we had, the middle linebacker that we had, he was at Bowie State as their head coach, and I knew from the get like he was gonna be a head coach. They would come out and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, they about to run it up the dot," and I say be like, "Yeah, he about to run a 9 route 6 route." Like we just calling it out. I'm like, what? But that's just how much film. Like it was just a live film. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of keys that guys are seeing out there to be able to call them plays out. But yeah, like coaching under Flores, coaching under Vance Joseph, Mike Zimmer, Marvin Lewis, like really good defensive coordinators. So like I think them details is gonna be there. And you just basically like just change the little bit of doubt that I had in my mind, change that to like I'm all in now. Like I'm sold. But I can't wait to see, his introductory presser and then just how he talks and he speaks and just this whole process leading into the draft and going into OTAs, we'll know a little bit more. And then when we get out to training camp, we obviously will get to see it on the field. So I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. And one last question that popped up on the screen: is he going to play the best available, or he got favorites?
That's available, dog. Like he trying to eat. Like he got bills to pay. Like he trying to eat. Who gonna help me pay my bills and help me eat, bro? Like if you my favorite, if you're not my best, but you my favorite, well, I gotta go with my best. I'm sorry. Like favorites don't always get my check. I mean, pay my bills. Like my best guys might pay my bills though. So
and that quote came out. What'd he say? Cornerbacks want to be paid. But I tell them, what did it say? I always tell players, especially defensive backs, they all want to get paid. Well, you're not getting paid if you don't touch the ball.
Simple as that.
You need turnovers.
You
need turnovers.
Yeah.
That's
what was
big.
the rankings of his defensive backs in Minnesota? Like, where were they ranked as far as in the league?
I feel like they were at amongst the top as far as interceptions. I feel like I saw that. But don't quote me.
They say from the South. That's what they saying. They say from the South. He all right with me from the South.
Go ahead. Let me see. Minnesota Vikings defense. But yeah, while I look this up, anything else you want to add, Reedie, or questions?
He didn't answer all my questions right now. He told me he is a players coach. You know what I'm saying? They out there, they moving around. They got all players moving at the same time. He disguising defenses. He playing match coverages. He got them guys prepared in film study. He gonna play the best available. He ain't got no favorites. I mean, shit, I'm all right.
Yeah, so let's say total defense last year, Minnesota was third.
And number 2.
Pass defense was 7th. Yeah, that was mainly it. I gotta look at the interceptions. Top teams, interceptions.
Yeah, somebody saying that they seen that someone on Reddit saying he would have been the replacement for Flores if Flores would have got the head coach job. He would have came back. So that speaks. He was probably the next one up. He said he fake excited. Go ahead.
There's gonna be some bumps in the road, of course, but I'm praying that everything.
Any coach, but we also like. I think this fan base has to realize like we're so like critical of coaches, but at the end of the day, coaches coach and players play. If you got ass players, I don't care how good of a coach you are, you can't turn shit into sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like the GM and this scouting staff have to go out and surround him with players to be successful, as well as Blau. We need more weapons too. That's why I'm saying go get a Jeremiah Love. We need more weapons. That's the problem. We keep wanting to use mediocre guys to do top level shit. And if you look around the league, everybody would agree. All of the top offenses and stuff, they got multiple weapons that can do it. If Durant, if you the starting corner and I'm a good backup and I come in and I can replace you, that we don't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't got no depth and you ain't got no good starters, what are you expecting? You got guys that barely should be on the practice squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We definitely need like major weapons. Like some.
Oh, for sure.
Major weapons, cause
tight end, wide receiver, fucking
Everything outside of
We
the
know about pass rush. We need every level of the defense. Pass rush,
Every level.
linebackers,
Least
safety,
two.
corners, everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And the trending topic before we head on our way, the trending topic right now is Daronte Payne again. You know what I mean? The words is
We
going
knew it was
around
going to
about
happen. We
I
knew.
mean, yeah, but it's kind of JP Finley kind of came with a different perspective today that I respected. But in reference to Payne, Ben Standick been, putting it out there, contract year for Payne. You know what I mean? Does he get traded? Does he get released? About 28 million against the cap and things of that nature. So, you know what I mean, toying with that idea. But JP Finley came out and basically said that one thing to kind of monitor with the Payne situation is that while it looks like a lot of money right now, once the cap goes up and hit 300 million, which is expected to hit this year, it ain't gonna be so much of a whole lot of money against the cap. So it may kind of offset with the increase. Now, Static is basically saying if Payne stays, he expects him to play on that 1 year deal that remains on his contract. So it's like I don't really expect us to be able to get a lot for Payne. You know what I mean? I think you might as well just keep him. Especially like with JP saying, if the cap go up and you only talk on 28 million, and that's probably amongst top 10 in D tackles, then you got him on the cheap. Versus a situation where what I mean, and we got other money, so we ain't gotta cut him. We're gonna clear up about 18 by getting rid of Lattimore and making some other moves. So like, what before we leave, what y'all want to do with Payne?
Go
I
ahead,
ask Reedie this every year.
Go ahead, Durant.
Depends on what we can get. Like I said, I'm kind of with you. I don't think we can get much, but I mean, third round pick might be a little.
I don't even think we can get that.
Might be tough to get that, but I think you do like kind of see what you can get because we do need draft picks. Kind of see what you can get, and then if nothing's like makes sense, then hey, we keep him. Got that 1 year deal. See what he do. You know what I'm saying? Like we still got pretty good guys up front too. You know what I'm saying? So like the Newton and all them, but I think you do definitely think. I mean, I think you definitely see what can potentially you can get for him first, and then But I'm cool with keeping him. Like he ain't played bad, man. So
yeah, I feel you. And to answer Ace's question, you think we have the potential for a better compensatory pick if we let him go on free agency versus trying to trade him? Yeah, but that'll basically be us doing that next year because this year he still got the 1 year deal, so he will have to play this out, leaving free agency after that, then to get a compensatory pick the following year versus trade him now and get something for him now to use this year potentially. So something to monitor with that, but also what I was going to say, it was something I was just about to say that came to my mind. If it come back, I'll bring it back up. But go ahead, Reed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you on the same thing. If the cap goes up, I just kind of try to look it up to see what the projected, but I think that right now it's 295 million. To see where it actually goes. Right now we're like in 5th place with like 63 million. But obviously once these contracts come off, Lattimore comes off and some other guys come off, it's going to move it up more. I think Payne played good enough. Like Payne, one thing I know he's going to stand 10 toes down. He's going to play under the contract that he got. He's not going to hold out. Like he's going to bet on himself. I thought he played much better than he played last year, this year. So if he's on that same trajectory, him alongside Kinlaw, like I'm here for it. I'm just hoping that if Anthony Lynn is going to leave, we get them compensatory picks from him.
That's one part I was going to say. I'm hoping nobody else wants this Cleveland job but him.
Yeah.
So he can go get the job and we can get the compensatory pick.
And I think we should get a compensatory pick from Dallas for Donte Fowler. I think that's what I was hearing previously, but I haven't heard anything recently about that. Because we need all of the help we can get.
Absolutely.
Anywhere. I don't care if it's a third, whatever. We can use that to kind of like play the ball, move up and move down and, stuff like that. Because Peters is really going to have to, like, this year 3, he going to have to be on his best bullshit And him and Lance Newmark and all these other guys they got up there, Chin ain't in the building with the analytics, whoever the new analytics guy, they got to figure it out because they're going to be calling for their job too. I don't know if he gets fired or not if it don't work out this year, but they gotta get this offseason right. Got to get this offseason right. You cannot waste time with your franchise quarterback on a rookie deal. And you got to surround him with weapons. You can't keep trying to like nickel and dime 1 year dealing it. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, and Standick said that I don't know. I tried to find a video, I couldn't find it, but Standick tweeted that Payne answered the question basically on the possibility of his time with the Commanders coming to an end. And he said, "I mean, I'm one hell of a player. I'm sure I'll have a job next year somewhere."
I believe that too. I think
he definitely gonna have a job. So. Yeah. Anyway, you gonna
he
somebody
gonna like it. They get rid of me. They get rid of me.
Somebody else gonna pay me.
Right. They're gonna pay him. Right, he gonna get paid. But I don't think Payne the type of guy that's going because he's proven it. He's done it. He could have acted crazy on the last deal, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'll play it out and bet on himself.
Payne gangster. I remember earlier in the year they asked him like, how does with like now having a year without playing with your Bama brother, like how do you feel about that and all this? And his response was like, I don't need another man to validate me or what I do. Like I ain't doing that. Like I'm like, basically I'm a grown man. I'd be like, Payne always responds like that because I feel like people be trying to play with him sometimes. Like he a little boy, and he don't be rocking. So I like that. Yeah, that's a bad though. But yeah, man, Durant, thank you for your insight on Daronte Jones. If y'all just joined the show, make sure y'all go back and watch. We had a great talk on, the ins and outs of Daronte Jones' defense. Durant himself played for him at Bowie State. He was a safety on that squad. They were ranked number 1 at the time. So make sure y'all play it back and, catch the insights if you missed it. But definitely appreciate you, cuz. Always love. Definitely want to get you back on one day soon to continue to talk some more stuff because I already know, especially if he really hoop, let you pop your shit.
You already know.
Yeah, no question. He be on his Reedie stuff. I told. I ain't gonna say it, but Reedie be like, I told niggas.
Right. I definitely appreciate the invite, dog. I'm always locked in with y'all. Love what y'all doing. I keep up the great work. Just keep consistent with this thing, man. It's going to take y'all where y'all need to go for sure.
Man, appreciate you. Yes, always love, cuzzo.
Yes, sir.
All right. But yeah, you have it here. First-hand info, background on our new defensive coordinator, Daronte Jones. So like I said, if you haven't already, make sure you go back and play it back. Durant dropped some Jews. There's a lot of great info. They're kind of selling me and Reedie that we might have hired, a great one. So we'll see how things pan out. But yeah, this is our new defensive coordinator. Dan Quinn is rolling the dice again. You know what I mean? He shocked us with David Blau, and we've been shocked with Daronte Jones, and we'll see what this year brings. But yeah. Anything you want to add?
Nah. Yeah, just looking forward to the new league year. That's all. Get to the Super Bowl and get to the new league year because this offseason is about to be up.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I just found my motivation now. Like, not saying this hires my motivation, but I'm just saying, like, as we get closer into this offseason and what we're trying to do and just flipping the page on this year, like I'm starting to get more and more excited because I was kind of punched out since week 7, week 8. So I'm finding my motivation again.
Good. Respect. But yeah, so to answer your question, if we have any expectations of them, I would say at this current time, no. I just want to wait and see. When we be dialed in all off season to kind of see how things go. And then we also be dialed in, come training camp, when we kind of get a up close and personal view and insight of what we see and kind of give y'all some opinions on that. So I would kind of hold any expectations to closer to the season. But far as right now, I would say no, I don't have any.
Yeah, I second that. I don't have any necessarily expectations, but Durant kind of like answered the questions that I kind of had. You know, everybody's journey is different, and I just think it possibly is like one of those like really great hires, a guy that's coached at every level, you know, been a student under guys that are known for having outstanding defenses. So if he tweaks a little from here, and Durant even went back to say what he was doing 20 years ago, like that just excites me, not even what he learned after the fact. So I know from a preparation standpoint, from a coach's coach, like a player's coach standpoint, from a making in-game adjustments, one of the things that Z harps on week in and week out, that is going to be taken care of. So, like, that's all I can ask for from a defensive coordinator, being able to put your players in positions to be successful and being aggressive, not scared, to want to sit back and trying to get pressure on these quarterbacks, because you can't let these guys sit back there because they'll pick you apart.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You smiling ear to ear, Bobby?
Yeah, I had to reel it back in a little bit.
Go ahead.
Really back in a little. I'll be a little bit more excited on draft day if we get what I want, but I'll be more excited then. But just man, I can't wait till when is free agency? The first day of free agency,
like March 10th or something.
Tampering period,
early March.
Yeah.
So we just gotta get through February. Did you see that we interviewed like 4 or 5 cornerbacks for the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, like what was that about? Like who makes decisions like that? Like just we're just gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they feel like they need to get better at corner. They need more
smoke screens sometimes. Like they do all that and they fuck around and grab a corner in the 7th round.
Yeah.
So,
but are these true guys that's looking to be drafted like early? They make somebody that need to draft a little later. That like, kind of like a like a somebody that gets talent that may fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
But free agency is going to be really key because once we see what they do in free agency, we're going to know where they're going to go in the draft.
Yeah, and I feel like just to kind of piggyback on last year, the Patriots, they spent money, but they like strategically they made sure they addressed needs. They went out and got quality guys. You know what I mean? We looked at that Diggs deal like, what are they doing? You know what I mean? It was kind of more so inflated on the numbers wise, but you know what I mean? The guaranteed money was like respectable and where it needed to be. And look, Diggs had a nice year, solid year this year. You know what I mean? And you know, other guys that they brought in, shit, man, we need to kind of duplicate something like that. Get back to our spending days. Don't spend recklessly and dump, but quality guys. We got to go get some quality guys, man. For sure.
Absolutely. Got to get this draft right. Got to get this.
I don't know, Asia. Reedie might not be sold. Reedie wasn't sold on Cam Curl when he was here. Cam Curl's a Z guy.
Never said I wasn't sold on him when he was here.
When Cam Curl left,
I was like, all right, cool.
He was like, let him walk because he wasn't worth $13 million or some shit like that.
I said it. Yeah, I said that.
He said he wasn't worth the money. He ended up taking less money with the Rams because his market wasn't what it was supposed to be. But
he carried. He played good this year. But look at the totality of him with the Rams. Let's not sit here and act like he's played cool. But just not act like he's just been the top 5 safety in this league.
Better than every safety we had since him.
You got a point.
Should have kept him.
You got a point. But I'm just saying, like, at the time where he was at, like, you know, you might have needed to take a little team friendlier dip. But I ain't never against no man trying to get his bag, knowing his worth, and he still took less and went to the Rams. He could have stayed here. You're right. He can't really cover for real, if we being honest. Now, he's all over the field. I give you that. He'll tackle you. But as far as like being there, PBUs and he on that shit, as the kids say, not so much.
Early on, Cam Curl was all over the field. Cam Curl was making plays with Ron.
I just said that. So I don't understand why you See, now you about to piss me
I
off.
didn't hear your words.
You got headphones on, Z. You didn't hear that? See,
Nah, I
that's
was
what I be
reading.
talking about.
I was reading that, but nah, I'm just saying. I just think he did it then. I don't really. I mean, yeah, he had coverage issues here and there, but I
See,
feel
guy,
like
y'all see what I'm saying? See what I be saying?
I feel like overall he did well enough to be resigned for sure.
I agree. He should have been resigned, but evidently the value wasn't what they had the value on him, the grade they had on him. But I just want to preface this right now because I had opportunity. You see, when it's a Z guy, as he gonna make every excuse in the book for why we should have did this, that, the third. But if it ain't a Z guy, fuck him. Reedie is do shit. Yeah, fuck him, Reedie. That's what you say all the time, bro.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it pan out. But
make sure
y'all catch us tomorrow night. The Burgundy Breakdown with our guys John and Juan. So we'll be right back at y'all tomorrow night. We normally do either 8 or 9, so stay tuned for the notifications. Make sure that y'all are following at Reedie Zee, at the Burgundy Breakdown, at Ball in the Burgundy Podcast, and Juan Gotti Talking Sports. So yeah, make sure y'all stay tapped in with us.
Also, man, do me a favor, man. Go sub my man John Pays the Ball in the Burgundy Podcast. Sub them up, man. Get them to their goal. They're almost there. Get them over the hump. It don't cost you nothing. John gives really good analysis and critiques, especially on the draft. Like, John is the day one okay #1 white boy in my book. Go give my man John a follow and the guys over at the Ball in the Burgundy Podcast. Bro, they doing outstanding work over there, man. Just it don't take nothing. Also, keep in mind, like, we try to stream to the Instagram, but we're going to start cutting it off. Like, we want everybody to come to YouTube. You'll still get the clips and all of that to Instagram, but we need to move this YouTube thing along more than where it is right now. So just do us a favor, like, share, subscribe on all of those platforms Z aforementioned, and keep rocking with us. We appreciate y'all. Don't feel free to hop in the comments. Let's have a friendly debate. Like, people go on me all day in the paint, but I ain't mad at it because it's your opinion. Just like this is my opinion. I don't know the end all be all. Like, I just know what I know. I know, you know what I'm saying? It may be right, it may be wrong, but it is what it is. But that's where we come together as a community of Commanders Nation, Commanders fans, and we debate it and we agree to disagree. At the end of the day, it ain't personal. You know what I'm saying? I still love all y'all. When I see y'all at the stadium, when I see y'all out in the streets or whatever, everybody always come up. It's always love for Reedie, man. It ain't personal for me.
No question. But yeah, stay tapped in. A lot of great things gonna be coming our way to drop for y'all. So stick with us. But until next time, it's your boys Reedie and Z, over and out.
Reedie Zee show.